Hey guys, welcome back to Neutral Gaming and you're watching Cool Story, bro. This week is all about Gamescom and I reckon you guys probably saw a lot of the new trailers and the announcements for the games in Gamescom yourself. So for this episode, anything Gamescom related, I'll just be discussing the things that I found interesting. And of course, we still have a couple of other news pieces outside of Gamescom, so stay tuned for that as well. So without further ado, let's go to our first topic. Neutral Gaming's Gamescom highlights. Gamescom is still ongoing until Monday here in the Philippine time, but we've already seen a lot of new games. It's going to take us forever to talk about each one, so I'll just focus on the top 5 that I liked seeing the most. First, there is the Age of Empires 4 announcement for 2 new civilizations coming this October through a free update, the Malians and the Ottomans.
Whether you strike from afar or ambush up close, the Malians will use wit and strategy to outmaneuver their opponents and gain the advantage on the battlefield. With powerful siege tools and the ability to rally large formations, the Ottomans can keep the pressure on to bring down their enemies' defenses.
Second, Moonbreaker, an upcoming tile-based tactics game that lets you design, paint, and play with digital miniatures across campaigns in both single-player and multiplayer, coming out in early access on Steam this September.
Welcome to the party!
With you till the end!
Needles up!
Stay alive!
This'll be over real quick. Oh, me!
Get over here!
Ready? Okay! Grenades, anyone?
Third, more gameplay footage for High on Life, a game that's made by the same creators of Rick and Morty, showcasing just how goofy this new game will be.
Alien computer in our living room.
Okay, first of all, that alien computer is a very expensive and surprisingly operational Bounty 5000. So, you're
A
welcome.
what 5,000?
I've got just the thing. A small-time local gangster by the name of Nine Torg. She took my favorite knife. She's got an operation out in the slums. Maybe you kill her and get my knife back. Then we'll talk. Maybe take you out to Glumpy's to celebrate.
All right, so we just head out to the slums?
No, moron. You gotta use the Bounty 5000 to initiate a bounty. That's what I went through all the trouble of setting it up for.
Fourth, the reveal of Where Winds Meet, a wuxia game set in China's Song Dynasty during the Ten Kingdom period that is like Ghost of Tsushima but set in China, or what I think Assassin's Creed could have been if it was set in China. And finally, no joke, Goat Simulator 3. The original Goat Simulator game gave me a lot of good memories back in high school. So I'm looking forward to making new ones when this comes out this November. And those are the most interesting things that I found during Gamescom so far. So let's move on to the next story piece. Sony is in hot water. Sony just got slapped with a class action lawsuit in the UK amounting to £5 billion. The lawsuit alleges that Sony has been overcharging its users at the PlayStation Store and for quote-unquote ripping off its customers for selling digital games in the PlayStation Store. The lawsuit reads, "The actions of Sony is costing millions of people who can't afford it, particularly when we're in the midst of a cost of living crisis." In response, Sony announced that they are increasing the price of the PlayStation 5 in all regions except the United States because of high global inflation rates. Well, actually, that's not their official response, but the timing here is very bad for Sony. I think it's fine for Sony to do this if this is what they need to do to ensure everyone still has a job at the end of the day, but this move clearly isn't endearing them to the consumers at all. Meanwhile, both Microsoft and Nintendo shared separate statements indicating that they have no plans to charge a higher price for the Xbox and for the Nintendo Switch in the near future. That's a direct jab at PlayStation for raising their prices for the PS5. Dark Souls 3 servers are back online. After 7 months of being shut down, the Dark Souls 3 multiplayer servers are finally back online. From Software at first couldn't fix an exploit that was first discovered back in January, so they had to shut down the servers to prevent any serious security breach. However, they weren't able to fix it in time due to Elden Ring's release. It was not until May before From Software could commit resources to fix the issue, which then took them an additional 3 months to address. Given that some players prefer Dark Souls' brand of PvP compared to Elden Ring's, we're sure that this fix would see an uptick in Dark Souls 3's player base, and that there would be a lot of people going back to Dark Souls 3 for some old school PvP. Dota 2 got a very wacky update. And finally, we've got Dota 2's very wacky 7.32 update that introduced us to the drive-by meta. Well, it's not really meta in the game, but it's the meta in the meme game for now. It's pretty sucky to use in the game, doesn't really have a big strategic advantage, but it has given rise to a lot of fun videos to watch on YouTube and everywhere else in social media. We've been seeing a lot of fun footage of what we can do with the center's new Aghanim's ability, like Sniper riding along while he focuses on shooting, or Enigma that can do a black hole from afar, saving allies from chronospheres, and even having Pangolier roll on your cart. This new skill that allows Centaur to summon out of nowhere a cart that he brings around while carrying his allies on that cart. But the most devastating use we've seen so far is its combo with Crystal Maiden's Aghanim's Shard. Crystal Maiden doing Freezing Field while being protected by Big Bro Center is such a fun thing to watch in action. But don't do it in pubs, it rarely works. And that's it for this week's episode of Cool Story Bro. We spent a lot of time in this episode talking about Gamescom, but we only really talked about 5 games that I found interesting in Gamescom. So if you guys have other games that you'd like to highlight, feel free to do so in the comment section so that we all can share together the games that we're interested in for the near future. Aside from that, I'd also like to hear how the latest Dota 2 7.32 patch has been for you and your games. For me personally, I've been having a lot of fun with these changes. The characters or the heroes that I've been using were buffed significantly, Wind Ranger and and Enigma are so much more stronger now, and I've been experiencing a lot of wins. So what do you think about this new patch? Are you enjoying it? Did your heroes get nerfed? Or do you enjoy the center meta with all of those cards in the pubs right now? Let me know down there in the comments. And last but not the least, we're also getting the Battle Pass next week, finally in September 1 for Dota 2. So it's going to be a really special time for us Dota 2 fans, especially since we're gearing towards the international already. Really looking forward to the Battle Pass for this year, and I hope it's going to be worth every penny or every peso and centavo that we'll be spending for that one. So with the Battle Pass, I'd probably spend most of my free time next week playing Dota 2 with my mates, but I'll still make sure to save some time for the next episode of Cool Story Bro. So I'll see you guys again next week, and until then, stay frosty.